Jane and Nancy were two young women who studied business at college in America. They soon became friends because they had a dream. They wanted to start a business that could change the world and make it better. They often talked about the problems around the world, and they thought of doing something for people who needed help. Jane and Nancy visited a village in an Asian country, and they tried their first project. They showed movies and sold things to people living in the mountains. They thought people there needed their project, but they didn't need it. People in the village said to them, "You don't know anything about life here. We don't want to listen to you." After this, Nancy said to Jane, "I don't think we can help people here. Let's go back to America." But Jane said to Nancy, "Did you see the children here? They want to go to school, but they can't because they have to work for their families. We must do something for them. Let's stay." Nancy said, "You are right, Jane." They decided to stay and learn about the village. One day, Jane and Nancy walked in the village and saw wool gloves. They were warm and beautiful. They liked them and asked an old woman there, "What kind of wool is this?" The old woman answered, "It is yak wool." Jane and Nancy didn't know about yaks. A yak is a big animal, like a cow with long hair. The animal in the picture is a yak. People in the village live with yaks. They make cheese from their milk and clothes from their soft hair. Jane and Nancy had a new idea. If the people in the village sell yak hair, they can get money and their children can go to school. Jane and Nancy went to the people again and said, "If you sell yak hair, your children can go to school." The people didn't believe them. They said, "We have never thought of selling it before." But Jane and Nancy never gave up. They talked to the village people again and again. They finally decided to try Jane and Nancy's idea. Then, Jane and Nancy looked for a spinning factory to make yak wool. They met an owner, who understood their project. He said, "You have a good idea. I'll help you." The next thing they needed was people who could knit yak wool well. With the help of a girl who was interested in their project, they found some women who could knit wool very well. Jane and Nancy talked to them about their project. They liked the project and said, "Can we really make money if we knit yak wool? Can our children go to school? This is like a dream." Finally, Jane and Nancy's dream was realized. Their products are popular around the world because they are warm and beautiful. People in many countries can buy their products now. Jane and Nancy's experience tells us one thing. If you have a dream, never give up.